Hello, love. Today we are going to talk about what visual content is and how it impacts each stage of the customer journey as shoppers experience your brand. First, let's talk about what content is. So, content is many things to different people, but fundamentally, content is communicating information. You are creating content for your brand so that you can communicate information about your products, your services, and everything you and your brand stand for. Visual content is when you create a visual element to communicate that information. So there's a lot of visual elements that you can create for your brand. Any visual elements of your branding, such as your logo, your fonts, your colors, these are considered visual content. Why? Because your logo, fonts, and colors represent a very specific aesthetic. You want people to feel a certain way when they experience your brand. So the design elements you choose subconsciously provide information to the shopper about your brand and what it stands for. Visuals evoke emotion, and emotion creates connection. And as humans, we are hardwired for connection. Visual elements also include your product photos. These could be product photos that you create for social media or for your actual listings. Graphics you create for your social media and for your website are also another form of a visual element that you can create for your business. Graphics typically are a combination of visual elements such as icons or actual images and text. So graphics are important because on average, people retain 65% more information when it's paired with a visual element. Video, whether long form or short form video, is by far the most engaging type of content. It drives more traffic to your shop and it helps convert more sales. If you aren't using video to communicate information to your ideal customer, you are leaving money on the table. So, did you know that your product packaging, so the way that you actually package your product and or the way you package your product for it to be shipped, these are also visual content for your business. Your packaging is going to evoke emotion and it's going to make people feel a certain way. Your business cards, any inserts that you include inside of your packaging are also considered visual content for your business. So if you're doing in-person events like a craft show or a market, or you actually sell your product in a physical store, the booth that you set up or the display that you create around your products, again, the business cards, the brochures, the postcards, anything that you are visually creating for your business to give to people, that is considered visual content. So why are visual elements more important than just using text to provide shoppers with information? And why do high quality visuals play an even bigger role in attracting more customers and making more sales for your product-based business? Well, because you have about 50 milliseconds to grab someone's attention and make an impact. The reason visuals are preferred over text is because our brains actually process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. So when you have only 50 milliseconds to grab somebody's attention, you want to make the biggest impact in that short amount of time. And visuals will allow the shopper to process the information and your messaging 60,000 times faster. High quality visuals are proven to grab and retain the attention of the shopper more than low quality visuals. High quality visuals also make a great first impression. They build trust with your ideal customer and they make your business look more high end and professional. This allows for a positive experience, making the shopper feel more confident about clicking that add to cart button and actually purchasing your product. But before you start creating visual content for your brand, I want to encourage you to kind of brain dump all of the information you want to share with shoppers. To do this, it's really important to understand the value of your products and services you offer and why they actually matter to your ideal customer. If you feel a little stuck when it comes to understanding the value of your products and your brand and why it matters to people, I want to encourage you to head to attractmoresellmore.com and grab your free copy of my 3-part video training, Attract More, Sell More. Now that you know what visual content is, the different types of visual content, and why they are actually important, I want to talk about the 3 stages of the customer journey and what type of visual content you should be infusing at each stage. It's important to understand the buying process and the stages shoppers go through as they experience your brand. So the first stage is the attraction stage, and this is marketing. It's getting your product in front of people to create brand and product visibility. People do not know your product exists unless you get it in front of them. So when it comes to the attraction stage, they may not even be aware your product exists, or they may be going out and actually searching for your product, and then they're experiencing your brand for the first time. So the most important aspect of this is to be able to grab their attention. And when you're trying to grab a shopper's attention or a scroller on Facebook, we have a lot of distraction, right? There's a lot of noise online. So when it comes to being able to grab their attention, we want high quality visuals and we want relevant visuals, meaning that the contents within the visuals are relevant to your ideal customer, relevant to the product you're selling, relevant to your brand as a whole. Okay, because relevant and high quality images, they create connection. They evoke emotion inside of us, which builds trust and makes a great first impression. So it's important to really understand a little bit about buyer psychology and the fact that emotions grab our attention. And sometimes we are emotional buyers. I'm very much an emotional buyer. If I feel like something connects to me and it strikes me right where I need it to, that's enough for me. I click that add to cart button. But sometimes people want to back that emotion with logic. And that kind of takes us into stage 2. So stage 2 is the conversion stage. And this is where you actually get them to purchase your product. So you're selling to them. You've already grabbed their attention, emotionally connected with them, and got them to actually click into your listing. So once they're in your listing, you need to use photos and videos to make sure you are answering all of their questions, anticipating all of their objections about your product, literally putting everything front and center in your photos and on Etsy, potential video, so that you can answer all of their questions and provide them with all of the information about your products and service so that they feel confident about actually clicking the add to cart button and purchasing your product. Stage 3 is the delivery stage of the customer journey, meaning they've purchased your product. Now you're going to package it up all awesome. You're going to include a bunch of inserts and care instructions, maybe assembly instructions. You're going to give them a business card. Maybe you're going to give them a coupon code and lead them to your website. All of these additional things that you're adding into your packaging, those are visual content. Okay, you're providing them with visual information about how they return the product if they have any issues, how they reach out to customer service, how they order again from you, maybe how they leave a review or follow you on social. All of this is information, and you're using visuals to communicate that information with the customer. Your customer service matters. This provides an overall positive experience and potentially results in them being a returning customer. So your visuals create a huge impact. And your visual content should be infused at every stage as a shopper experiences your brand. And if you still aren't convinced, 93% of all human communication is nonverbal, meaning it's all visual, 93% of it. 90% of shoppers, so the quality of the photos were extremely important or very important to a purchasing decision. People are 144% more likely to purchase a product after watching a video about it. 54% of consumers want to see more video content from a brand that they support. Custom designs, they convert 7 times more customers than designs that use stock imagery. What does this mean? It means you need to be creating your own visuals. When you create your own visuals, such as photos, videos, graphics, all of that converts 7 times more customers than when you use stock photos and stock images and stock videos that you potentially pull from Canva or another location like Unsplash. Create your own visual content. Visual content is king and it is here to stay. It is the future of marketing and sales. So if you are not creating visual content for your product-based business, you are leaving money on the table. Visual content is proven to be more engaging, it gets more shares, and it converts more shoppers into buyers. Please take the time to like this video if you found it useful, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about creating visual content for your product-based business. Chat soon, love.